So database, like we will use MySQL database, but same database you can do in local also. You can install that software. You can create local database also. But the main problem will be there in local database. Whenever you will deploy your code on Cloud Hub, you will not able to deploy there, since your Cloud Hub will not able to make connection with your local database. So in that case, we need some database that should be hosted on server. So for that, we will use this particular database. This is very good and very stable database. And as a like a trial account, you will able to like use 10 MB of space. Okay, that will be good enough for our learning purpose. So for that, we have Clever Cloud. Okay, go to this particular URL. I will send all this list. We'll go to this particular website. And here you will click on this sign up. So you can create account here. Okay, so once you will, okay, I had already account, so it's coming like this. Okay, but when you will create first time account, you will not get this many options: investment banking, payment module, test, you will not get. Okay, since I have already account, so I'm getting this option. But in your case, you will get this add an organization. So I already added 3 organization, but you will get this option add an organization. So what you need to do, click on this, then click on this create organization name. You can put anything, ABC. So it's creating organization. So this organization got created. Okay. So after creation of this organization, you will get here option add add-on. Okay, click on this add add-on option, and here you will get multiple software. Okay, so what application I want to use? I want to use this MySQL one. And here you will get multiple option, but you need to select this one, first one. Okay, this one is dev one and shared one, and 10 MB data you will get, 10 MB space you will get to store data, and that is good enough for our learning purpose. Okay, select this option, click on next. Next. So here you can see this particular organization got added, ABC. Now here inside admin section, you will able to see all your detail: host, database name, username, password, port, connection URI, everything you will get here. Okay, here you will get all the credential, and inside PHP my admin, how like we have all the option inside PHP my admin, everything you will get here. Okay. So something went wrong, like with this account. Maybe I need to refresh this. Okay, so you can see here, you will get PHP my admin console here. So you can create database inside database. You can select this first one, and you can create table and everything, how we do in PHP my admin. And this is hosted on cloud, so easily we can use from anywhere. Okay, and even if we will deploy our code on Cloud Hub, this database will be accessible from there. So for learning purpose, we will use this one. Any doubt on this MySQL database? Anyone has any doubt? Yes, yes, you will get all the console like workbench. Everything you will get all the option how we have in MySQL workbench. I hope everyone okay. Few people commented no, so what does it means? You have doubt or everything is clear? So Srinivas and Palli, okay, fine. Okay, fine. So yeah. Now next, what other software we need? So all this thing like we are doing all these setups since we are going to use in our project. But when you will work on any or sorry any organization, you don't need to do any setup. Everything you will get in your system already. But here in this particular project, like we don't have any other team who can help us to create all this. So we are creating all this. And if you have knowledge of all this, then definitely it will help you in multiple ways. Okay. Next coming to Jira account. Okay. So this, if you want to work on this agile methodology. Okay. So, okay, before going to this, let's discuss this project development methodology. So can anyone tell me like what is this? Uh, what all project development methodology are there in market, which is very famous and widely used?
The first one is mostly used is Agile. The second one we can use waterfall also.
Yes, correct. So can you brief it like what is waterfall model and what is agile methodology? Anyone want to brief it?
So basically, in Agile methodology, the customer and the service provider, that is means we developer, the whole team, they bind it together and they work together. Basically, that is mean the back and forth thing means the support or the all the you can say the requirements are getting by time to time, and there are the sprints. We worked in a sprint, 15-day sprint, and in that way we work in the basically in Agile methodology.
Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay. So first of all, in waterfall model, like it's a very traditional way where like we create complete documentation. Okay. And then we go for like we have a different phase like development, testing, deployment and everything. But here in first phase, once you will complete the all the documentation, then only you will go for second phase. Okay. And like here, it's not like you will go back and forth. Once you will complete documentation, then you will do complete development, then you will do complete testing like that. This is not a good example. So here we have multiple phases. First, we do requirement gathering. Once this requirement gathering will be completed, then we will go to design phase. Once design phase will be completed, then we will go for development, then testing, then deployment, and then maintenance. Okay, so it's not like that during design, during requirement gathering, we completed design and then we went in development model. If we found something in development model, so we can't directly go here and we can change the requirement. Okay, then we need to do everything from scratch. Okay, so here at the same time, like at the time of requirement gathering, like client will not get complete idea, okay, how this product will look like. Okay, he will come to know the project, the entire product, how it look like once this development will be done. At the very beginning, he will not get idea, okay, how this project or product look like. Okay, this particular model will not be very interactive. But in case of this agile methodology, what will happen? So it will be in cyclic phase. Okay. So here, so what we will do, we will divide that complete project into multiple modules. And for each module, okay, so first we will have planning, requirement analysis, design, development, and testing. Once this module will be completed, so user will go through this particular module and client will give their feedback. Okay. So if everything is good, then we will go for second module. And at the same time, if there will be any feedback, okay, for this particular part of this product, I want this modification. So we will take that modification in this iteration. Okay, so this iteration is known as sprint. Okay, so in first sprint, we took one module, we did everything. And then in second module, we will take another module. Okay, and maybe in first module, client has given some feedback. So we will implement that feedback also. Okay, now in this particular module, sorry, in this particular cycle, here we did development. So for whatever development we did here, we will do the testing. Okay. I think this. Okay, let me reframe this. So this is not sprint. This is release. Okay, this is release 1. This is release 2. This is release 3. Okay, so in one release, what we will do, we will take some functionality, and like everything will be completed for this particular release, and this release will be also divided into multiple sprints. Okay, so sprint is a small framework where we complete some Jira story. Okay, so whatever module we will take, we will target for that particular release. So some like that module will be again divided into multiple sprints, and each sprints we will have some task, some Jira story. Okay, so in first release we will have, let's say in first release we have 4 sprint. So first sprint will be for designing, second sprint will be for development, third sprint will be for testing, and fourth sprint will be for like deployment and all. Okay, so here what we do, whatever big chunk of development we have, we will split into multiple module and we will divide into multiple releases. Okay, so what we will do, everything we will not do in one release only. So here release size will be very small compared to this waterfall model. In waterfall model, generally your release size will be very big, but in agile methodology, your release size will be very small. Okay, and based on like market, if you know, like nowadays everything is changing very fast. Okay, so whatever business requirement like we had 6 months back, maybe that complete business requirement will change based on customer requirement, customer need, market need. Okay, so if we will plan our product, okay, like we have very big product, and if we will plan in waterfall model, it will take 2 years to develop that product. And after that, we will realize, okay, that market trend is completely changed and that project is at all useless. But in case of this agile methodology, what will happen? We will divide that product into small pieces, small modules, and we will keep adding functionality. So first we will develop some basic functionality in release 1 and we will make it live. Then if there will be any customer change, like any customer feedback to do any change, then we will take that change in release 2, and in the same time release 2 we can add new functionality for that product. Okay, so for everyone, like for customer also and for our business also, they will have better visibility of what product we are developing. And at the same time, it will keep compatible, like our product will be compatible with market change also. Okay, so that is the main difference between this agile methodology and this waterfall model. And nowadays, this agile methodology is widely used compared to waterfall model. Only few organizations using waterfall model. Even if they are using waterfall model, they are using mixture of waterfall plus agile. Okay. Now in agile methodology, we have many terms we use like sprint, scrum master, then this daily stand up, and many terms are there. So is there anyone like who know what is sprint, what is scrum master, and what is this Jira story? Anyone want to explain this? Let's start with one by one. So let's start with sprint. Anyone want to explain what is sprint?
Yeah, so in Sprint, there are multiple user stories have been created, and each user story has been defined as a one task, one particular task that has been assigned for the particular sprint, and we go through the particular user stories that have been assigned or created by the Scrum Master.
Yes. And yeah, he explained very perfectly. And one more thing, whenever like your this agile methodology will be decided and will be planned, at the time they will decide like what will be like sprint size, means how many day you will have that sprint. So generally it will be 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, like that. Okay. So in many places I have seen like this sprint size will not be very too big also too small also. So generally 2 week or 3 week will be your sprint size where you need to perform that whatever task you will get, whatever Jira story will be assigned on your name, you need to complete that Jira story. Okay. Now coming to like Scrum Master, can anyone like anyone want to explain what is Scrum Master?
Scrum Master is a professional who leads a team using agile project management through the course of project. Scrum Master also facilitates all the communication and collaboration between the team and team players to ensure a successful outcome or output.
Yes. So this one is also very perfect like explanation of Scrum Master. So generally like Scrum Master will have the role of team collaboration. Okay. And they will be responsible like Scrum Master will be responsible to identify how much story we are going to cover in this particular sprint. Okay. So they will decide based on the capacity. Okay. This work on capacity model. So for example, you have 10 resources in Mulesoft team. Okay, for each resource there will be one capacity. Okay, few resource will be like very senior resource, he has capacity to complete 10 story. Okay, so like in agile methodology we like what I can say, we evaluate any developer based on their capacity in term of story point, how much story point can that developer can deliver in one sprint. Okay. So what that Scrum Master will do, he will analyze the team based on the like there may be some senior developer, there may be some junior developer. So based on their capacity, they will identify how many story point we can deliver in this particular sprint. Okay. Now Based on their capacity, story point will be decided. And when they will create story, they will calculate, okay, this many of story we can cover. Means developer will also have some capacity, how many story point he can deliver. And at the same time, this Jira story will also have some story point. For example, there are 10 or 20 Jira story. Okay, based on the complexity of that story, story point will be assigned to each Jira story. For example, if that is a very small change in property file, and after that we need testing of that API. So that will get one story point. There is a very simple API change, means there is one CR for one API, change request for one API. A small change is required in logic, and then we need to test. So that will get 3 story point. If you have new development of any simple API, that will get 5 story point. If you have medium complex API development and testing, everything is there, 7 story point. If you have a bit more complex API, then 7 story point, like 9 story point. So like that, like story point will be given to each story. And based on the developer capacity, you will assign, okay, this developer can deliver 10 story point in one sprint. So I will give him 2 tasks, one task having 7 story point, one task having 3 story point. One junior developer is there, he will able to deliver only 5 story point. So I will give him not 5, it will be always odd. Okay, 5 will not be there either. Let's yeah, he will able to deliver 4 story point. So I will give him 2 story, one with 1 story point, another one is 3 story point. There is one developer who can deliver 7 story point. So I will give him one story where story point is 7. So I will give him one task only. So based on that, you may get one task, you may get 2 tasks, and based on that, your capability, based on like your performance, how much story point you can deliver, you will get Jira task. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So all this thing, like this is not part of Mulesoft, but you should know, like when you will start working in project, definitely that will be agile project only. 95% possibility will be there. And if you will heard this term very first time, then you may fall in trouble. So that's why I'm taking this thing at the very beginning level in first class. But from next class onward, we will be more toward the Mulesoft. Okay, fine. So I think we have done discussion about this project development life cycle, how it works. Waterfall model is there, agile model is there. In waterfall, like as I mentioned, this follow this particular pattern where first we will complete the requirement gathering, then only we will go for design. But here you can see it's a cycle. In each cycle, we will do all these steps. OK, so here our main coordinator will be Scrum Master. Under Scrum Master, there will be team lead or developer. Many people will be there. And daily you will have stand-up call. Stand-up call should not be very big. It should be like 5 to 10-minute call where everyone will share their status. And if there will be anything like any blocker or anything, you can share your you can share your like any blocker or any issue so that Scrum Master can take that and they can discuss. OK, there may be possibility like some story will not be delivered in targeted sprint. So in that case, that will be backlog. OK, so that story will go in backlog and that will be covered in next sprint. OK, the reason can be multiple. Maybe due to developer performance, he hasn't delivered as expected. There may be some dependencies there. There may be some blocker is there, which is not delivered. That's why you like that particular story is not delivered. So in that case, that story will go in backlog. OK, fine then. You want Okay.